moving around is not very long at all. Hello, one. Hello, all. I am CP. Welcome to this test run. There's a reason you see that duck in the top right corner. There's a bunch of things we're doing. We're slowly getting back into things. Just consider yourself lucky that we're not wearing face masks.
Oh, right. Sorry. It's got a social distance here. Okay.
Mine's in the other room.
As always, I'm CP.
I'm Ian Fuego here.
And I'm Lindsay, and oh my God, guys, I'm doing a YouTube thing. We're all doing YouTube stuff. Look at us. It's the good old days.
And Chauncey will be with us for the grand opening next Monday.
Yes.
We're very stoked for it.
So, I'll let everybody get in because I know we had a couple of things happen wrong on the original broadcast, so people are probably still in there. Do you guys? It's been like 2 months. So do you want to catch us up with just some chewing fat? Just buy us some time and tell us what you've been doing. It's funny, when we left, I was in the worst state for this disease, and now, Mr. Man in the Middle, you're in trouble.
Well, I'd say we're not number one anymore. Thank God. We have seen a significant decrease, especially in the last month. But yeah, there was a bit there. There was a hot moment, especially with sweating our asses off to begin with if we left our homes. But yeah, it's been Hermit Fuego here, just chilling at home and watching lots of VOD stuff, with theaters being closed. But they just were given the opportunity to reopen this past weekend, just very minimal capacity and spacing everybody. And they require masks, but it's like people are buying drinks and food and things like that. So do you really think they're going to abide that well by that sort of standard? So I did just go to the movies for the first time earlier today with Cecil, and we reviewed The New Mutants. It was a pretty sparse theater, which is why we intentionally went early in the day. There was maybe a dozen other people, but everybody was way the hell apart from each other. And if I do go to another movie, which I'm thinking it is going to be Tenet this upcoming week, I feel a little bit safer about it, but I'm still anxious. So I gave in, and some people may not agree with that, but personal decisions and all that. At least I'm not at a goddamn Smash Mouth concert, jumping around with a bunch of people. So, yeah. I don't think that's gonna happen. Like sports has been kind of.
And of all the bands too, Smash Mouth, like, come on, guys, like, just go listen to All Star in your car, like, just as much
the
fun.
sharpest tools in the shed. Everybody's made that joke over it. So,
well, so it looks like everybody's trickling in. Hello, Aaron. Hello, Cecil. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Felix. What's up? It's time for Cold One. Choice beverage, as always. Vanilla Coke only in the bottle because they don't make cans right now. I have stats. We have stats
for the first time in forever.
Theaters. From movie theaters. You'll be shocked at what you see, but they're there. New Mutants came in first with 7 million. Unhinged was in second with 2.6 million. Bill and Ted Face the Music only made 1 million this weekend.
But it had that dual release, though, so it was available on demand and in theaters the same day.
I thought that was the deal with New Mutants, though, too.
Nope, unfortunately not. That was theatrical only, or else I would not have gone out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, right. That's fair. So we'll probably get an adjusted number 2 weeks from now or whatever, because digital is weird. SpongeBob had a Sponge on the Run sequel thing that made 604,000, and
good for them.
Personal history of David Copperfield with 520,000. Man, the times they have changed.
Yeah, this is a summer, and we're only 3 of the movies made $1 million at the box office. What is this?
Yes. So,
Mhm.
why don't you guys start with the big hitter?
7 million. Goddamn.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the show's production's been probably longer than all of us have been on YouTube, so it's about time.
Over 3 years now. I didn't think I was ever going to see that movie in a theater, to be honest. So
I mean, I know I used to
In a theater, yeah. Right.
No, I agree. I literally never thought this day would happen either, and I'm glad it did in the sense because it's like a fascinating thing to watch unfold before you, but it's not a great movie. I think some people are being a little facetious and calling it the worst X-Men movie. You still got Wolverine. That's still right there. You still got Apocalypse. This is not worse than those, but it's not great either. I'm like watching myself bounce all over the place as I'm talking.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to fix. So this is some weird shit. This
No, you're fine. It's fun. And I should have noted, seeing New Mutants, I saw it at a drive-in, which I had never done before, and was quite a fun experience. I don't know if I'd be going to a theater right now, but drive-in was fun.
Sweet. Yeah, this was one that I'm glad that I got to see on the big screen because it is in the third act of visual spectacle. It took a while and dragged a bit to get there, but once it did, I was honestly satisfied and entertained. I like the predominance of the cast. There is a cute little romance thing going on with Game of Thrones girl and a young actress that I was not familiar with, but she plays, I'm trying to remember her name, Moonstar.
Danny Moonstar, and the actress's name is Blue.
Nice. Oh, there you go. But
You're my girl, Blue.
They had great chemistry, man. And Anya Taylor-Joy, I enjoy her in pretty much everything. She's really hamming it up as the bitchy Russian in this. But it's hey, I enjoyed it better than both of the last 2 ex-official films, being Dark Phoenix and Apocalypse. I was more entertained by this, and at least, even if it wasn't terrific or anything, it's not deserving of the hate that it's receiving, in my opinion. And I commend them, even if they didn't always succeed, on doing something different with an X-Men movie, So
I think it's an interesting movie to talk about too, because they were going to do all these reshoots, like half the movie, the whole movie, and then they just kind of didn't. And that would come out.
They didn't, and I'm skeptical about that. But for the record, they claim they never did. So
I'm right there with you, because they're also claiming that they never did pickups, which is kind of crazy to me. Because you could do
every movie.
Right, you don't even need to bring an actor on set. You could just a pickup could be just in a booth recording the line, and then you just insert the line in editing. Yeah. But they didn't even do that. Weird. But then the dialogue was
pretty bad.
Well, yeah, I would say how was your day today? And your response would be like, oh, yesterday was great. And we're like, wait, no, I didn't ask about yesterday. I asked about today. It's not that egregious, but the dialogue sometimes wasn't on the same track.
Weren't they? They were shooting. They were aiming R, weren't they?
There is allegations about that and rumors and stuff, but Josh Boone has gone on record on his Twitter saying they never intended it to be to be R, and they always shot it as a PG-13 film. Who knows what those presumed reshoots, whether they happened or not, would have upped the ante on. But it does push the PG-13 limit to a degree at times. But
it's pretty spooky. It's got a couple spooky moments, a couple of quick little spooky imagery. I think the spookiest thing it kind of ruined, unfortunately, but it did have one thing.
Please stop saying spooky. The word spooky isn't at all spooky. It's more.
Okay, it's spooky, scary skeleton style. Okay.
Okay. There's not a more cuddly word than spooky.
Look, I just want to scare you and then hug you. Okay, that's all I want to do.
Ask for the friendly ghost status,
Yes, beautiful.
I'm sorry.
But Fuego is absolutely right.
Scary.
The cast
scary
is so good. Yeah. The scary moments. I think they ruined the scariest thing because there was a mask, and then they take the mask off, and what's under the mask wasn't as scary as the mask. But this cast was really good, man. This is the most fun I've ever seen Anya Taylor-Joy have with a character. I think, not just being quiet and reserved, and she kind of let loose, and it was dope. Maisie's fun. Go ahead.
Split Anya's kind of reserved. what was
Vivitch
that?
Anya's.
The
Vivitch.
Yeah.
She's kind of reserved. There's another one. What the hell was she in between? Shit, I'm forgetting. But she's never.
Glass.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's never really played something that. Oh, the one with the two girls, and what's his face's last movie?
the guy in a pizza place, right? I'm just kidding.
Oh no. It's like Heather's, but like way more film schooly.
She also did Emma recently. I'm looking at her stuff right now.
No.
She was also in Morgan, the one with her and Kate Mara. I actually really liked that movie. I thought it was underrated.
No, what the
I heard
fuck?
good things about it. I really did. I think she's very talented.
Thoroughbreds, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Same shit. She's the same shit in Thoroughbreds too. So it's good to see that she can move around a little bit, unlike some actors that I saw this weekend.
Oh boy! And whoever could that be?
Well, yeah, that's nobody saw. What was the second one? Oh yeah.
Unhinged, which they actually put out in select theaters last week in states that were at least allowing movies to be shown. Because that was in the drive-ins last weekend, and I almost went to see it. Trailer looked meh. Cecil didn't want to review it, and I was on the fence about doing it for my own channel, and so I just said, man, whatever.
Well, how do we feel about 7 million? Because I'll tell you right now, I cannot. New York and New Jersey is not open. We're not open for business.
Who needs you?
Now was Cali open in like limited capacity for theaters, Lindsay? Or
Yeah, that's the same deal here.
Yeah, it's absolutely no discussion. But drive-ins are open, which it's expensive. I'm not going to keep going to drive-ins by myself. That $40 is going to add up pretty quick. But a couple here and there.
Yeah.
And if I bring someone with me, I split it because they just charge by the car, not by the number of people in the car.
Yeah, I can't. I got nothing. I can't go see a movie tonight.
That's crazy. The one by me in Glendale, Arizona. I know there's a Glendale in Cali.
I was about to say, wait, you're near Glendale?
Yeah. Phoenix has a adjacent community, and that's where we have our drive-in. And it's $8 a person.
That's all. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd take that.
Yeah, the disparity. I'm just like, oh my god.
And I bet people still hide in the trunk.
Probably.
Oh, yeah. I'd hide in the trunk just as I'm too big for trunks. 6'3" is not conducive for. But you briefly touched on Bill and Ted. I have not seen it, but you two have. Regale us, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Well, you're the rock guy.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Were you pleased with the 30-year sequel?
I'm shocked to say I was, especially after I heard some people trash it. It ended up having more of a silly heart than I was anticipating, and especially once they start going into the future and meeting these future versions of themselves. There's a couple scenes that hit pretty hard, man, in both a comedic and a ridiculous way, and it's just some pretty bonkers scenarios. And I also was charmed by the chicks who played their daughters. Now, I've gone on record many times about my adoration and affinity for Samara Weaving, but
she looks 15 in this movie. Yeah,
I felt uncomfortable finding her out a little bit, but nonetheless, she didn't even ham it up anywhere near as much as Keanu's daughter. She was like mannerisms and like everything, and it was, I don't know. It was a movie that I enjoyed far more. I thought it was going to be just bonkers stupid, and there's also a really sweet little Carlin cameo without giving specifics.
I didn't like that. As a George Carlin fan, I don't like that. See, I'm okay.
Wait, he made a cameo?
Yeah, a digital like.
Oh, okay.
It won't feel that big a deal, but it's weird because I was fine with Carrie Fisher in Star Wars. So yeah, go pick them. I guess, see, Emily and I watched it here. The uncle ever so graciously lent us his copy. And she was ready to tap out fairly early, as she has a very short, I don't want to say attention span, but she has a short fuse when it comes to not putting up with decent movies. And within 10 minutes, I was like, this is a message movie. This is a message. This is not a story. Here's the message. The message is
The
it's
message.
about it's basically potential. It's potential's one thing. You have to fill it. That's one thing, and then things change, and the robot in that movie is awful.
Yes.
Awful.
It was on the chalkboard awful, like no jokes landing.
Yeah.
Absolutely unnecessary.
Below Jar Jar bad.
Oh, wow.
Like it's like I don't know if anybody thought that robot was funny, but there were scenes where you could see him mouthing the person he's interacting with. Like that's theater school shit where you're saying you're like mouthing the line of your counterpart
Yeah.
before you say your line. But Keanu just, first of all, he's never looked older, and
I agree with you there. And John Wick, he looks youthful and
Yeah.
vibrant, but they totally tried to. Whereas they tried to make his counterpart look younger. I felt like they deliberately tried to make him look older, or maybe he just looked his age, and that's the way he really looked. I don't know.
Emily swears it's the lack of the beard, and I'm like, that's possible. And I'll probably say that he'll look fantastic for the next John Wick. But something about that movie made him really come to life. And right, Keanu's in his 50s. Right, forgot about that. But
Since they kind of sorry, continue.
No. I was just gonna further the point that like he doesn't need this check, and it's kind of it's not like a Nicolas Cage, Bruce Willis situation where it's just like straight to DVD kind of deal. Like this is a passion project. It's the same actors, the same writer, the same director, and they all came back to do this. So I don't know. I don't know. He just felt like he was the doofy one. Like he was the whoa. Like we used to make fun of him for being the doofy one. Hell, in Speed, shit, The Matrix, he was kind of doofy. But this, he's so reserved. He's so reserved and just kind of stale.
I thought they were. I mean, the audience is supposed to actually think they're pathetic and look down on them, and I kind of think they succeeded. But then they re-endear themselves, obviously, as you would expect them to. But I don't know. I enjoyed it far more than I thought I would. It's definitely nothing terrific, wonderful, classic, wonderful end to a trilogy or anything. But I was satisfied. I think I went in with pretty low expectations after seeing some of those trailers, and it ended up just. I don't know. I was more impressed with the other actor. I'm trying to remember his name. It's eluding me right now.
David Winter?
Alex Winter.
Alex Winter.
Yeah, Alex Winters. Yeah, he actually he made me chuckle a little bit more than.
He was into it. Yeah,
he was so into it. You could tell he was having a blast with this, and once they started getting them in suits and weird costumes and stuff, that's where the movie really started amusing me. And
really.
And then
okay.
yeah. And
yeah. To pseudo spoil it,
Pseudo up yours.
They travel through time, and each version of themselves is waiting for that version to make the song, and they're just trying to. I don't know.
I liked how they just got increasingly crazier and more messed up and stuff. That was funny to me. Those scenes worked. So,
yeah,
at least to me.
And there's a torch passing. Certainly, I would say if they wanted to do something further. And it was sweet what the greatest song in the world is, or the meaning behind it.
I mean, I'm assuming it was the tribute by. Right? That'd be a great crossover. Go ahead, though.
Well, I mean, and you had Dave Grohl was in the movie too, at least for a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
got a little cameo, which is funny. But I mean, I think as a musician, I give it a pass for the fact that this movie really celebrates music, and collaboration and potential, like you said, it doesn't always hit the mark, and it's got its weak points. But and it's not like a favorite stoner, rocker franchise or like film. Those previous two, I enjoy them, but they're not on a level of like Dazed and Confused or even like an Empire Records or something like that. Wayne's World, obviously. But this was at least in a similar, satisfying kind of way for me. And I liked seeing that death back, that chuckle. Gave me the chuckles.
And no, I didn't hate the roll-up because its last name was McCoy. That's false. That's very little to do with it.
False.
Like I said, very little, not none. Very little to do with it.
I didn't say I was completely. So how do I figure? So the news that I was preaching happened. Universal and AMC made nice, and boy, did Universal get a sweetheart deal. Universal and AMC are on good terms again. And now Universal has the window of 17 days. So theoretically, if Universal released something in AMC theaters tomorrow, you could rent it on VOD on the 17th. And they love that. And you could have it in your hands in 47 days. So it's going to put a real test on things. And I told you that theaters were like, they were stuck with this because they didn't have the product. And 17 days is good. It's 2.5 weeks.
It's not bad.
Yeah. All right. You forget it. Okay. Look, it's brand new on your cable box. Or whatever software you use, Amazon, whatever, Hulu. It's
Voodoo.
Yeah.
I always forget about Voodoo. Voodoo is a thing, though, isn't it?
Right.
Anyway, yeah.
So Halloween got pushed to 2021. I'm curious with this new relationship if they don't release it on October 14th so you can buy it on the 31st of October.
See how that works out.
That's interesting. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I guess they could just do it next year anyway, but that's a finished movie. That's all I'm gonna say. They were ready to go. Lyndon, go ahead.
Oh yeah, and I was gonna say lots of movies still getting delayed with theatrical hopes. I mean, even just this past week, the newest Paranormal Activity, the fifth Scream, the Kingsman, which was supposed to come out in just a couple weeks, bumped to February 21st. I mean, it's still happening. There's still not everything is getting shifted that quickly to home release. But the whole Universal thing, it makes me wonder what other studios will follow suit. So.
Yeah, Warner. So somebody told me Warner laid off a bunch of people, but Warner has so many outlets. So like they're not making television. They're not making movies. They're not making. Well, I guess they can make music to a certain degree.
And there's a Warner music group. So.
Right. Yeah. So Warner is. They're kind of handcuffed to the theater idea. Sony is the outlier, I guess, as far as what they're going to do. It's Disney, AMC, and now Sony's in the middle, and Warner. Who knows what Warner's going to do? I was going to say something. Well, Lindsay, what did you have?
Well, the big. Or in terms of, in terms of just like movie stuff that's going on right now, movie news. Because something that doesn't get talked about very much that I find fascinating is the fact that studios can own theaters again.
Yeah, that was something we talked about this past summer. Remember, we were all theorizing, and what if Disney could buy its own theaters and stuff like that?
But then someone in our comments, because our commenters are amazing, brought up the fact that you can't do that, but you can now. A judge over.
I'm telling you, the theaters they're just so bent over right now.
Mhm.
I don't know why some companies, Universal was kind of doing it for a little bit, saying, you know what, fuck it, it's going straight to VOD.
Yeah.
The product is the movie. You're just a house for the product. The product can move. Felix says that was me. So
Thank you, Felix.
Thank you, Felix.
Credit where it's due.
The thing that I mean, we get a special large amount of horror attention. You more than me, Fuego. But there is a big snapback about Scream getting pushed to January, and dumping ground was a word that's used. And I hate to break the news to people, but January, February has always been horror country, and not to. I think 2 Scream movies were released in January, so I don't know what all this concern for a movie coming out in January is. I'd be more concerned that there's a reboot coming out in 2 years.
I mean, it's just like the Hollywood truisms are rarely true. They're just sometimes just assumed to be true, and you roll with them. But yeah, they get defied quite often.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
honestly, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm honestly excited about Scream 5, man. I mean, it was never dated. All that they said was 2021, without giving any specifics. And I mean, aside from them still having not made it official with Nev Campbell, I like the Ready or Not guys, and the fact that it is an actual sequel, and probably a re-bequel is a better term, because they're going to, just like with 4, bring in some younger actors. They're already starting to cast them. Nobody that I'm familiar with, but let's actually kill some of them this time, or at least some of the big 3. Courtney Cox and Arquette, and hopefully if we see Sydney back, how can you do? I mean, MTV tried for 3 seasons, and I haven't watched any of them because I've heard a lot of mixed feelings. But I'm actually excited for another Scream. So.
Yeah, me too. I've heard rumor that they might bring back Kirby from the last one. What's the actress's name? Hayden Panettiere, something like that. But yeah, she was very good in that movie. So if they bring her back, I'm super
pants in the air. What about her pants in the air? What?
I don't know. Hayden Panta, whatever. She was on Heroes, right?
Yeah, she was the cheerleader.
Yeah. Save the Hayden. What's her face? Save the world. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I've seen that hashtag trending for justice for Kirby, and I'm just like, I mean, she was an interesting enough character. I actually think Scream 4 is underrated. I dug the hell out of it compared to 3 at least. Oof.
Yeah,
3's a mess.
Yeah, 3 was released the opening week of February, I think. So stop, relax. Part 1 came out in December. Somebody asks, is it cheaper for studios to release in January? No, it isn't, but there's less competition.
Right. Or theoretically less competition. Who knows? Maybe January is going to become the new summer, and summer's not going to have nothing no more.
Well, we said that I guess last February was the first time it felt like a regular February in ages, because when Deadpool came out in February, it really did some gnarly things and screwed up the timeline. But 2021 better be stacked, is what I'm saying.
It's looking insane with all the stuff that they decided to move, as opposed to just dumping on some sort of streaming platform or premium VOD.
Right.
So,
What's funny is everyone's going to be cannibalizing business from each other. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, because go ahead.
It's something that just occurred to me, though, with talking about dumping ground and competition aspect and stuff like that. New Mutants doing 7 million. It makes me wonder if it had actual competition, how much more it would have done. Just a theory. I mean, It could have done 10, 15.
Oh,
Major disappointment. If there were other big releases around it,
like Tenet. Do you mean like Tenet?
Of course I do.
No, I'm predicting it right now. New Mutants is going to blow Tenet out of the water this week. No, definitely not.
No,
That's like saying that Russell Crowe movie was going to do some damage.
Yeah,
the Russell Crowe movie. What it's called, like Unleashed or Unbound or
Unhinged.
Unhinged. That's right. Okay.
You see, I thought it was called Fighting Around the World, but that's something else that I saw one time.
That I remember that show. That was a very good one, sir.
Oh, Taga. Anyway.
Yeah, the Scream thing is bizarre because they announced a Scream remake. So you know what?
Wait, there was a remake and a sequel coming?
Yeah, there's Scream 5 is coming in 21, and a Scream remake is coming in 22.
Is
so
something
they're
going to happen in
over.
Scream 5 to reset the timeline?
You know, just kill them all. Just kill them all. And make 22 like the unofficial Scream 6, but you're starting fresh. Everything's got to be a franchise now, guys. It's got to be Bond. Everything has to be Bond now.
The Marvel specifically, but yes, you are correct. Yeah.
So
that's why I'm going to predict in Scream 5, they're going to rip the Ghostface mask off the killer, and it's going to be Thanos, and he's going to lift up the gauntlet and snap, and the entire timeline is going to revert, and there's going to be a new actress playing young, not Neve Campbell. That's the actress. What's the character's name? Sydney Prescott.
Sydney Prescott.
How can I forget Sydney after the voice is always like, "Hello, Sydney."
I was just watching Scary Movie the other day, and it's Cindy, right? So I mean, easy to switch around. Officer Doofy reporting to D.
Oh, that first Scary Movie is so good. I love it.
Speaking of Marvel, speaking of Thanos, we lost a rather tremendous name in Hollywood this weekend, and it kind of came out of left field.
Oh yeah.
Chadwick Boseman lost a battle to cancer this weekend, and I don't think anybody, well, I don't know, somebody close to him knew, but there was no talking about it.
I sort of remember like a few months back, there were like some images going around Twitter of him looking really skinny.
Yeah, it could have been for a role.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He had just done, a while back, but he did Defy Bloods, the Spike Lee movie, which is my favorite film of the year. And he's supposed to look like this very skinny, heroic, like scrawny soldier dude in that. But that was maybe a little bit more indicative of his actual health as opposed to the role that he was trying to play. So,
yeah, it's strange how people handle things because we knew about Patrick Swayze for a while. Like it was like I remember shopping in the National Enquirer like for weeks. It's just like, oh man, I don't know how old that picture is, but he's not looking good.
I remember not Swayze. I'm sorry, I was thinking of someone else for a second. But no, Swayze did kind of. I remember when that hit. That was kind of.
You were just kind of like, thank God, maybe he's at rest now.
Yeah, it just hurts when it's someone that's like A, young, B, like they've made that breakthrough and they've reached that superstar icon status, and then to just so abrupt, it hurts.
It's unfortunate. He's in a bunch of really, really good movies. 42.
Really? Yes.
I loved him in 42.
Jackie Robinson.
What was that one? That 21 Bridges was actually quite okay.
I skipped that, but I'm going to go back and watch that now.
Yeah,
for him.
Quite okay. Nothing crazy. But I checked his IMDb, and I hate to be the business guy, but he did not film Black Panther 2.
Yeah, they hadn't even gone into pre-production, I don't think. So
I think Black Panther 2 will have a really great memorial scene for him in there. They've got to have some kind of send-off.
Well, that's where people are speculating.
Theorized.
Do they recast, or do they just have a torch passing sort of situation? it's even, I feel wrong even theorizing and discussing stuff like that. And you know, when this blindsided everybody in the manner in which they did, and I mean, he was beyond your typical kind of star because of, you know, how iconic and how just representative he was of, you know, people of color and, you know, African Americans, and that like he's beyond heroic status in many, you know, younger kids' minds, you know, with his portrayal of you know, King of Wakanda. So it's you know, some stars like to keep it private. I mean, even remember Wes Craven when he was dying of brain cancer and all of a sudden he was just dead. Nobody knew about that. You know, some stars just like to keep those struggles private with hopes of positivity and making it through. So
that's Tony Scott.
Yeah.
Tony Scott knew his days were numbered, and he just said, "Screw it."
I'm gonna jump off a bridge. Yeah.
Went out.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
Hardcore.
And for the record, like we didn't start talking about like, oh, what's gonna happen with Black Panther. We started talking about the guy. We started about the impact, and like that's our. So like, you know, don't feel too ghoulish or anything for switching over to, you know.
No. Because it reminds me of when Carrie Fisher died, and she had finished filming 8. And
I think she was returning from filming 8, right? She was going home, like
from London or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the discussion at around this point, the week later, was they're going to have to figure something out for 9. There's no way that they would, whatever. And
she was supposed to be a major crux of 9 too, which is why you know Colin Trevorrow lost his job because he tried to rewrite something completely different that didn't work, and they're like, "See ya."
And they still got Carrie Fisher into 9. So I think, first of all, time heals wounds. It is the cut is majorly open and sore right now.
Yeah.
It isn't right to talk about. He had a brilliant career. Only 40, I think 2. People are saying
43.
43, yeah, 42 was the movie, and that's why
maybe that's why I keep associating it. Yeah, that's young by Hollywood male standards. Oddly enough, I hate saying that, but it seems like people get into their strides in their late 30s when it comes to men.
Well, and he still has one more film in the can.
And I'm really excited for it, actually.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
I saw a stage production of, because there was originally a play a few years back at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and it's the best play I've ever seen. And so I'm excited as hell for this movie because of the cast and the fact that it'll be his last role. And just
takes place in Chicago in the 20s, band of musicians, Wildfire.
Yeah,
I have seen something from that. Yeah.
They finished shooting it last year, and I guess it's going to be a Netflix movie, but still, I can't wait. He's going to go out with another iconic role. I can just see it now.
Yeah, that at least it's in the can. It's strange, and again, there's these weird. It's this weird thing with Hollywood and the business of cinema, television, whatever. Anton Yelchin was in movies that we got.
That was one that killed me, dude. I mean, he impressed me in pretty much everything. I mean, from Charlie Bartlett to the Fright Night remake to Thomas, Green Room. I mean, he's great as Chekhov on Star Trek. That was one that, especially the circumstances in which it transpired. It's not like,
a really odd, rare, bizarre occurrence. But we got to see him 2 years after he died in Thoroughbreds. It's just so strange.
Oh, he's in Thoroughbreds? Okay, well,
that's a good movie, man. I actually quite like Thoroughbreds. It's nothing incredible, but it was a fun, dark comedy. It's just my speed in that regard.
Now, between I want to go back and watch a lot of Anya Taylor-Joy movies after New Mutants. So between her and him, I will go watch Thoroughbreds. Fine, you win, movie.
I expect old school Anya Taylor-Joy though, because
still,
it's Olivia. What is her name?
Olivia Wilde.
Not Olivia Wilde.
Munn.
Olivia. No. You know, like
That's
actually
it. No more Olivia's.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a third one to throw at you, and I couldn't. Olivia Austin, my friend growing up. I don't think it's her, but I'll just
I probably have the name totally wrong. Olivia Cook.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, right. The other, yeah, she was in
She was in Ready Player One, yeah.
Oh, yeah, redhead. Yeah, okay, yeah.
With the incredibly deformed face.
Yeah, there you go. Olivia Newton, Ben Grimm in the chat. Olivia Newton-John. Thank you, sir. Yeah, that would have been a good one.
got physical with it, sir. Props to you.
I'm trying to think of things that on the news front. There was things that I wanted to remember.
Well, there's the whole thing about Disney saying we're getting rid of physical media, but then no, we're not. But like, they still kind of are.
We're putting some stuff in the vault. They've always been assholes about
Right.
that. Putting things in the vault, and then they go out of print, and the price skyrockets if I'm trying to find like the animated Alice in Wonderland, for instance, or
Right.
something like that. Which just ticks me off.
I remember like 15 years ago, one year, I really wanted to watch A Nightmare Before Christmas, and I couldn't find it anywhere except Netflix.
Yeah. See, I have Fantasia / Fantasia 2000.
I've never seen 2000, but cool.
2000 was neat. It's a similar premise. I don't think I'll ever watch them again, but I'm not going to get rid of them for the explicit fact that I don't want to have to spend $900 if I do want to watch it again.
Right.
So to hell with it. It's in my collection.
And how much do Star Wars VHSs go that don't have the special feature extra footage like in there?
Yeah, I'm still glad I have those 3 limited edition DVDs.
Oh, I hate you. I
The
hate you.
original trilogy where they have the bonus disc with the original theatricals. It's one of the only ways you can still get it. I spent like $30 each on those, and they go for double, triple that sometimes. So.
Yeah, that was a good. Good call, sir. But my mom recently texted me and my brother, be like, "I'm getting rid of old movies. What should I hold on to?" And we were both texting her back, the Star Wars tapes. If you find those, do not get rid of those. Like they're probably beat the hell and not worth anything, but they're treasure.
Yeah. I forgot. I think Cecil was here with me. We were in the closest thing to a thrift store, and we had a jewel case, like the clamshell white copy of Little Mermaid, and he's like, I think this is worth a ton of money, and it was on sale for like $1.50 or some shit. He's like, I think I should pick this up. This is worth a ton of money. I'm like, shit. If you like the movie, $1.50, it's pretty decent.
Yeah, for any movie, for $1.50, yeah, why not?
Yeah, see, so don't you remember? We were looking at the apparently there's 2 different covers. I guess the one with the dicks and then the one.
Yeah, that's right. In the background where the animators are messing with people.
And I don't remember which one that was. But
I'm actually pulling up a list of the high value clamshell Disney movies right now.
Any of them, I think any of them. Like
apparently, the number one on this list is Robin Hood, and goddamn right it is, because that movie's amazing.
Yeah, Jolly what a day.
Oodalali, oodalali. Yeah, you can.
Taxes.
What's funny too is like that movie's like one of like the most blatant reuses of like footage from like older movies, but like who cares? Like it's still, and the music alone in that movie makes up for any other issues you could have with it.
I know just about every song in that damn movie. When I was growing up, it was one of my absolute favorite Disneys. So, speaking of Disney, though, they have a big home debut this weekend. Yeah, Mulan going direct to the spend $30 to own it through Disney Plus, which is just hilarious to me. But I'm debating biting the bullet or just waiting until it's just officially available on the channel and I don't have to drop that kind of money. But it makes me wonder how long of a window it's going to be until that transpires. How long do you guys think they'll hold on?
I think I heard December. I could be wrong about that. But but you're right. But it's like, why charge $30 and then like that just seems like you're throwing sand in the eyes of the people that are trying to give you money for your thing. But I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Like, when does the shift go over that it's your network, it's your movie. What?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's a very odd means of approaching it, but and then there's speculation. Black Widow could be next, but who knows? So.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I think how we see Black Widow is going to be determined by how well Mulan does. Yeah.
Totally.
What if Mulan is bad? That's not fair.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Well, it was released internationally before the pandemic, and I saw a lot of positive reviews for it. So I mean, I don't have a personal connection with the original. I don't even know if I've ever seen it in its entirety. I saw a little bit at like friends' houses; their little siblings were watching it, but that's when I was kind of beyond Disney. You know, didn't watch Hercules originally, didn't watch Mulan, Emperor's New Groove. Yeah, that's when I was kind of, you know, that's kid stuff. I don't want to watch that. So. Of course, opinions change. So.
Yes, I believe my uncle has a copy of Mulan as well.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Matt is disgusting. Gotta love our uncles. Our uncles are the best when it comes time to watching movies.
Come to Uncle.
It's been months, and I feel like we're just so light on news, but that can't be.
Well, I mean,
the news has been like delays, pushed back, going VOD.
I have a fun thing that I'll have to have fixed, and whatever. Hopefully, we won't have to do this next week. I have a statistic about 2020 and where it sits all time with finances, and it's not high. And
I'm assuming it's in 8th place, right?
What's that?
8th place, 8th highest grossing year of all time.
Yeah, right. If you flip it, it's
still 8. It's still the same number if you flip it. Sorry.
No, I think it's the 6th lowest grossing year.
Sad. So sad.
Wait, what's the lowest grossing year though?
1976 or some shit. Like there's some. I'll bring the stat next week.
Okay. Sorry.
I have
76. Crazy. I guess too many people were out, dancing the disco and doing blow. Then they're like, I don't want to go to the movies.
The visual aids will help, but movies weren't coming out at the rate they are now. So, if you were a movie that came out on Friday the 7th, you were the movie that came out on Friday the 7th. And sometimes people didn't release something on Friday the 15th. So it was a different time.
Truly. Yeah.
I'm looking at movies from 1977, and the most famous ones are Rocky, Logan's Run, The Omen.
You missed day one.
Am I?
The space one.
Oh, Star Wars came out in 76?
Oh, yeah. No, I think it's 77.
77. I thought you said 77 too.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was about to say, like, wait, why isn't that like number 1 on this list? What horrible website am I on?
Yeah, so that'll be safe for next week. But
I can't wait. That sounds dope.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see. I don't know what Tenet can do. Like the current climate is weird.
Yeah, how many states have theaters open? I wonder.
Let's find out.
See, because I know for a fact I cannot go tonight. I can't go tomorrow.
42.
42. Huh.
42 states. Yeah.
Oh,
So
22. I thought you said 42. I was like, wait, what?
I did say 42. Yeah, 42 states they're allowed to open right now. Yeah. Sorry, that was a whole roller coaster.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Even though theaters are allowed to open here, AMC still hasn't reopened. They're not doing that till next weekend. We have a local chain called Harkins, and so that's really the only ones that I'm aware of. The smaller art house theaters like Phoenix Film Bar, they haven't reopened, and Alamo went bankrupt here. Unfortunately, they had 3 different Alamo Draft houses here, which is a bummer.
I
Yeah.
love
Chapter
the
11, so they're restructuring, hoping to get back at it, but we'll see. So.
I'm going to be so sad if this thing takes the Alamo Draft House. I've seen so many cool showings at them and out here at the LA branches. Like,
Specialty screenings of really exclusive, almost like fandom event type stuff. So
I can drive an hour and a half away
okay, that's a start.
to Connecticut and watch Tenet tomorrow at 6 p.m. in a Dolby Cinema.
that's not that bad.
Are New Yorkers allowed to cross state lines right now? Or are you guys? They got like.
We're okay. It's just I'm still. I'm not going anywhere. Movie theaters. People need to watch. What the hell is that movie with Dustin Hoffman and Morgan Freeman? Outbreak. Watch Outbreak, and just watch the fucking guy coughing scene.
I watch freaking.
Contagion.
Contagion, yes, thank you. Yeah.
That's the one that film had a serious resurgence in the early onset.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, hey, if people are wearing masks like they're supposed to and they cough, we don't get that situation.
I don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
The fact that people were fighting about masks is enough to tell me, you know what? Okay. I'm staying inside.
I saw a post from a fellow YouTuber who will go unnamed. I don't think he watches this show, but he's a buddy of ours. But I did see him at one point post on Facebook. He was like, if somebody asked me to wear a mask again, I'm going to punch him in the face. And maybe that was sarcasm. I don't know, but I was really surprised to see that from that particular person. So it just shows that, this has affected people in very different ways and maybe made them cagier than they normally would be and react in more ridiculous fashion. I mean, it's been, to quote Jim Morrison, this is the strangest life I've ever known. And I've been thinking that a lot over the course of the last 5 months, man. I mean, yeah.
So with my experience in Europe for about a year, the comparison I can make from America to Europeans is first of all, we're about having things when we want them. We're about comfort and ease of access. And we're about ourselves first. B.
Hey, but I'm the best.
And Europe is more of a all right. What do we need to do for the better of the rest of the nation, especially in Denmark. So it's a little weird. Parts of America are just they're going to do things their way. It's just scary that this is serious. 183,000 people have died, and 900 die a day.
Those are all crisis actors.
Yeah, that shit is where I get like really weirded out. Like, guys, please, don't do this now.
Not for this.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But it's for everybody else's sake too. It's not just for your sake. I don't get it. I go to Walmart and I have anxiety medication specifically to go to Walmart, and people don't follow that social. The 6 feet or any of that shit. People, I'm looking at a thing and some woman stands next to me and grabs over, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I get anxious every time I go to Walmart too. It might be for different reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a Target right across the street from, well, not right across the street,
such
around
a
the corner
difference.
from my house. Well, in every way, night and day.
Yeah.
The way the clientele act around one another, the type of people who shop there.
Yeah.
It's really astounding, to be honest. And so that's really the only time that myself and Catherine have left the house, is to a couple times a week go over for grocery related stuff if we're not getting like meals in the mail. And aside from that, we haven't gone to bars. I haven't gone to a restaurant. Haven't done any of that. So that's why Yeah, I had mixed feelings about going to the theater today. I had a weird discussion with my dad yesterday about it, though, and he's like, "Eventually, son, life has to return to normal, and we have to start taking risks." And I was like, not that I agreed, but I mean, I at least ruminated about it, and it's not like I would want to go to a concert right now or something where I would be in close proximity of people. But I'm warming up to the idea of trying. I don't know. It's a very strange, debatable process. So
New Zealand held a football game in a stadium a couple of weeks ago.
with full crowds or just limited crowds, like
A sold out crowd. Maybe it was rugby. I don't remember what sport it was, but it was a sold out stadium. It's not about risk. This is going to come off as political. The handling of the situation is probably fixable, and it's being handled poorly, is how I would say. Living in a state that went from the worst to one of the better states, and we're still doing the masks and all this other shit. Whatever. Thanks for ruining our movies. Stupid thing.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else? Yeah. I mean,
So-
there's a lot of DC news this past month, obviously.
Oh, right. They had the
with the fandom, and I mean, whereas Marvel, I'm really wondering what the post-Endgame landscape is going to look like, because DC's got their shit together, as they proved with this fandom. Cecil and I did a video reviewing pretty much all of the major content. The Suicide Squad, James Gunn's Suicide Squad, the Batman with the Battinson, as we're calling him at this particular point, which I was impressed with that trailer. Loads of video games, loads of other stuff. Little tease of Black Adam, new Wonder Woman trailer. I mean, especially after watching Doom Patrol, like I was saying to you guys a week or so ago, between the TV and what the films ahead look like and everything happening, it's going to be a bummer, when we'll see them theatrically. But I'm very impressed with what they're doing right now. I don't know about you.
The Batman trailer looked like Seven. It looked like you were watching Seven with Batman in it.
Which I am here for.
I'm all about it.
Seven's pretty better. Yeah.
He felt like a Batman villain in a way, John Doe. Like I am so here, especially because it seems to be pulling from Hush, which I don't know the comic Hush because I'm lame and don't read comics, but I did see the animated version of Hush from like a year or two ago recently, and I quite liked it until the end. It didn't really stick landing, but it was very, very good until then. So I am excited to see what this version and Hush is like, it's just like a whole bunch of villains, and one of them's got like a real vendetta out for Batman, a real personal. It's
a new villain on the scene, and then it also incorporates pretty much the entire major rogues gallery in brief little bursts throughout, and that's what they're kind of saying they're going to do here, because we've got Paul Dano as the Riddler, we've got
which I'm so on board for. That's amazing.
A completely unrecognizable Colin Farrell in prosthetics and makeup and stuff as the Penguin, and you just get that quick little flash of him.
I didn't recognize that. Shit.
Yeah. That's the Penguin, and then you've obviously got Zoe Kravitz as the Catwoman. We don't know if any other villains are going to show up, but I'm very intrigued by this flick, man. And Pattinson, and obviously everybody talking about the beatdown scene. It's like, this is a young, pissed off Bruce Wayne. So
they desantied the audio a little bit. Those are some heavy sound effects behind those punches. It was
meaty.
Yeah, it sounded nice. It was like, all right.
That's some good Foley you guys got going on there.
Go for it. Why not?
And I do. It's a little cheesy, but I do love that the bat symbol is like the gun that killed his parents. Like, sure, I'm there for that. Yeah.
If I fucking see pearls in this movie, I swear to God.
Watch, they're going to change it, and it's going to be diamonds.
Fine.
It's something different.
If I have to watch another stupid pearl necklace getting through the fucking gun, I know. Pearl necklace.
I think Matt Reeves did say this is year 2, and that they're not doing origin stuff. But
Year
I
2,
mean,
it's the second year in the job. I love
yeah,
it.
there's actually a comic called Batman. I mean, there's
Oh,
Batman
yeah,
Year 1 that Frank Miller did, and then there's also Batman Year 2, which has I think, some Scarecrow stuff in it. Obviously, he was just saying timeline-wise, this
Right.
is Year 2. So that's at least cool. And another cool Batman thing I think that I wanted to mention, which you guys obviously heard about too, I would think, is that there's going to be both Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck in this Flash multiverse film that Andy Muschietti, the director of It and It Chapter 2, is making with Ezra Miller. So we're going to have multiverse Batman craziness going down, and which is even more interesting since Affleck said he was done with the role.
Right.
And obviously hit him with the right pitch, and it's not shoulder the responsibility and be the main person in it. So that's, I guess, why he was comfortable to return. And I mean, Keaton, though, that's me, like my boyhood adoration for The Dark Knight and Tim Burton's vision of him just geeking the F out. So
I am. Yeah.
Fuck.
Hey, this is the test show. Get all of your
Yeah.
system out.
Yeah.
fuck. Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. Okay.
No. We have to say fuck now. We've completely flipped because we cannot be for children. So
Which they ask us anytime we upload a YouTube video and have for a while now.
yeah.
So.
Nope.
You know what annoys me about that is like on the YouTube app on my phone, I'm not allowed to watch like stuff for kids minimize. I don't watch a lot of stuff, but sometimes I watch like random episodes of anime on YouTube, and I can't minimize it. It stops
Lindsay's
playing.
watching cartoons.
Shut up! I'm watching Barney, okay? And it's just like I want to watch tiny Barney, not big Barney, because he's scary.
Yeah. Although I gotta say, I go over to my guitar player's house, and he has a little 3-year-old, and he has a separate like kids YouTube app thing. And I see the millions upon millions of views for this basic bitch content that people create over there. I can only imagine the amount of money these YouTubers are making doing the dumbest. It's very easy to produce from a lot of the stuff that I've seen. I've often thought about to just make that money, go and just sell out and make kids content.
Does it rhyme with crumb crumbs? Was that the basic bitch content?
I don't remember any of the particular pages or channels or whatever, but it definitely amused me. So, the YouTube hustle.
Yeah. What do you got there, Lindsay? Looks like you're cooking something up.
Oh, I'm just looking at the chat a little bit here. People confirming that it is kind of a year 2 thing for Batman.
What did we see
sorry
from
to-
Suicide Squad? I remember seeing something.
It's a small
King Shark is a shark. That's what we saw from Suicide Squad. Like, give me all that.
get some Nathan Fillion action. I mean, they show Harley again. Obviously, it was like a little behind the scenes thing, which
No real footage.
Yeah.
It was like footage being made, which is fine. It looks cool. It's supposed to be like a war movie, which I think is fascinating.
But also with like a 70s grindhouse twist of grittiness to it, and I think they did confirm the R rating, which is cool. So I don't know, James Gunn making a Suicide Squad movie, hell yeah, I'm all about it.
Me too, especially because like I remember when the first like images for Suicide Squad came out, and like this is like way too many characters, guys, and everyone kept being like, "Oh, they're gonna kill like half of them. Don't worry about it." But then like only one died, and now in this one there's like twice as many characters. I'm like, oh my god, if people start dropping like flies, that might be interesting.
And that's what I'm kind of expecting to happen, to be honest.
Right, but with this large a cast, you have to be doing it to kill people. Like you can't be trying to
Live up to the
divvy
name,
up.
god damn it! I mean, come on.
Right. Not to reference those DC animated movies again, but like the best of them actually was the Suicide Squad one, like Road to Hell or something like that. I really liked it. So there's a lot of good stuff you can do with Suicide Squad.
It's a shame more people don't watch the animated stuff because DC has been steady on the animated film front for a while.
Series front, and shout out to Cecil. He's been trying to get me to watch the Harley Quinn animated for a while, and everybody says it is just bonkers, funny, and violent, and vulgar, and very R-rated. That's for sure.
Yeah, I need to get on that too. I've watched clips on YouTube. I'm like, this show looks incredible, and I just haven't sat down to do it yet. But I have watched all 4 episodes of Lower Decks, so priorities.
I finally saw Harley Quinn since we've left.
Oh, Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey.
I wasn't the biggest fan.
Me neither. Yeah, it was all right.
I felt like she was overdoing it with the accent and the.
She was overdoing it throughout, and the excess and ridiculousness of it's the idea of that movie, I guess, but it kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah. Less.
I get that. I like it, but like it's very over the top. The accent sometimes is way too cartoony, but I still kind of dug it. But I do completely understand.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So were there any intended to be released theatrical movies that just got dumped that you guys watched? One that I saw. I saw Greyhound, which was that Tom Hanks movie, that Tom Hanks World War II film that was supposed to be released theatrically, and they just threw it on Apple Plus. It was pretty good. I mean, it was very brief, like a little over 90 minutes, which surprised me for a World War II movie. But it just was really disappointing watching it on this screen on my computer here on my iMac, as opposed to, I mean, big war movies like that need to be seen on screen, and with that not being a possibility. Also saw the Kevin Bacon "You Should Have Left," which was supposed to be released theatrically.
That was terrible.
That movie was dog shit, dude.
It was so awful.
It was so bad. I talked with Cecil, and I was like, I don't even think I want to review this because I'm just gonna crap on it, and I don't like doing those kind of reviews. You know, I'm not Angry Joe or one of those guys that is just like total hate parade on a movie. So
they wasted Kevin Bacon as a villain, and
how dare they for that alone? I already hate this movie. Well, what the hell?
Like,
that wasn't even possible.
They had a neat premise because if you watch it, you're looking at the rooms, and they must have built them in a weird way that, because the rooms always felt so large when they were in them, and the hallways felt like everything felt different, like abnormal inside. And
it was kind of by design story-wise, obviously, but nonetheless, I mean, I thought the acting was bad. Him and the big-eyed girl from
Seyfried, Yeah,
I didn't like that. Although I thought his chemistry with his daughter was pretty good, but the story was hackneyed and silly. And I was really expecting a lot. And David Coop, Stir of Echoes. But then again, David Coop has had just as many hits as misses when it comes to screenplays and stuff like that. So it's probably one of the worst films I saw this year. I look at I consult my Letterboxd, because that's how I keep track of everything I've watched in each calendar year. And I think I've got over 90 films at this point, but that's easily
2020 releases.
2020 releases. Oh yeah, like I said, I watched a ton of VOD.
Shit.
Stuff.
Actually, I don't know how many. Hold on, I need to count these. Also in the chat, Stiff Kittens reviews. Nice to see someone else apart from me has the vinyl Idols Nicholas Angel, which for me is right there. And if you look very carefully in CP's, it's actually over his shoulder too, next to him. So there's actually two of those going on right now.
Right there.
Sorry to be the uncool kid. Sorry to be the square guys.
Yeah, come on, man. You got your Homer. That's all you got.
And down here is Sean and his friend Shitfuck.
Oh,
his friend Shitfuck.
Yeah, Shitfuck.
Sean and
whatever the other guy's character in that movie was.
The two guys from Shaun of the Dead are down there.
Nick something. That's the actor's name. Nick
Frost.
Nick Frost. Yeah, Nick Frost character. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to get my hands on the American Psycho, because he's got the jacket. It's so fucking cute. It's adorable. So I've seen 23 movies. Wait a minute. 2020 releases. I've seen 22 movies. My NDA says I can't tell you about one of them.
I know what it is.
If you're smart enough, you should. Well, that reminds me. Lindsay, can you read the news about John Carpenter that recently came out about Halloween Kills?
Yes, I can. John Carpenter.
And
Sorry,
I didn't influence you to read that, right? Whatever it is you're about to say.
Halloween Kills. John Carpenter says upcoming Halloween Kills is quintessential slasher film.
Oh yeah, he's praising the hell out of it, but is it like?
Oh, is he Cameroning that? James Cameron? Wow, why is that so hard to say?
James Cameroning?
Yeah, shouldn't be that. Yeah, you know what I mean, though. That's the important part. You get the reference.
Well, I mean, Stephen King told people the Dark Tower movie was good, and it made me want to throw up. So, you know.
Oh, did he? That movie was terrible.
You can't always believe the endorsements from the people that are associated with it, but not part of the creative process. So they're like, yes, just pay me money. I'll say nice things.
Inexplicably, I really love Friday the 13th. There's a Jason Mask right there.
Oh, the remake? Yeah, I like that one too, actually.
I really wish they would make a Friday the 13th movie where he's just mowing through crowds. I just wish a movie would come along where...
That's what we thought Manhattan was going to be, right? And then they're just like, what?
He punches the guy's head off. The best scene in film history.
Yeah, closest we got to what CP's talking about is the outdoor kegger party and Jason versus Freddy, but that's about it. So,
and I think that movie's pretty underrated. I like that movie.
I dig that movie.
Right.
Too.
I mean, I also like Jason X, so maybe my opinion on Jason things just should not be.
No, you got me on your team for that one, man. One of the best kills in the franchise with the first smash on the counter. So
yeah. Hey guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back.
the sheer absurdity, and that's why I enjoyed it so much.
Right. Yeah.
It was definitely a post-Scream Jason movie for sure.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah.
CP's over there just like twitching in his seat, just like, oh wait, how dare these guys say these things?
No, I'm glad you took the conversation because there's if you like that, you might
like this one.
You might agree with what Carpenter is saying.
Ruh-roh.
Oh boy.
Ruby's got to have a Ruby snack for that one.
I didn't say anything specific. I just I definitely never saw an early
screening of Sinister 2, waited 4 months till it was officially released, and then made my video review then, and just to make sure that the movie didn't get changed. No, I definitely haven't done that. Don't worry about it.
Dude, I've thought of that so many times.
Right? Yeah, you just wait till the movie's out and it's fine. Like, it doesn't matter.
Do you know how the irony of the horror community and every little ounce of Halloween Kills news, and I am one of the least popular people in that community, and it's like, if you guys had any idea.
Well, we'll all find out together eventually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, someone just in the chat reminded me. I've actually never seen Jason Goes to Hell. Is that actually good, or is it just weird?
It's not very good. It's not your typical Jason movie because of a plot device that they employ, where it's like this demon black slug thing that jumps from mouth to mouth of different people. So, like, you don't even have someone in a Jason mask going around doing the kills through the. Yeah,
apparently Roger says it. Yeah, Roger of Channel Dawnstar says that it feels very much like a movie that came out a couple of years before it. And if you think I only remember that title, you're strongly out of luck.
It's so funny to me that he doesn't wear a mask, though, because I always remember as a kid, there was a video store we go to, and they had the poster for Jason Goes to Hell, and I always be like, oh, that looks so cool, because like the mask with like this weird snake thing like wrapped around it.
No. Not Jason, not in a mask. He transports into
just the poster.
humans.
So it's just funny that if it's on the poster, but not in the movie. Yeah. Misleading posters are worse than misleading trailers.
Or spoilery trailers, for God's sake. Which is one interesting thing about New Mutants that I just remembered is that there is a scene or two in the trailers, the one that Cecil and I talked about, and you can see the full review. I think he's putting it up tomorrow, Thursday, something like that. Anyway, there's this scene where the walls are like being pushed in by like hands and like face kind of thing, almost like silhouettes, and one of the girls is screaming in the middle. Not in the movie. So it does make me wonder how much ended up on the cutting floor, if they did do these reshoots, or if they're just, biting their tongue and saying they didn't. But yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up, by the way, because I've been racking my brain trying to remember if that scene was in the movie or not. I'm working on a video for New Mutants. Oh my god! And I do the script. I'm really proud of the script. It just needs a few fine touches, but that's the confirmation that it's not in the movie. Okay, so now that's going in the script. Okay,
Guys,
cool.
And it was one of the dopest scenes in the trailer. Which
Right.
What was the opening crawl? Who was it? A Fox movie or was it? What did
It was the 20th Century
Studios.
Yeah,
It felt weird.
I hate it. It's such a bad name. I hate it. It's sacrilegious. It's so bad. Just call it 21st Century, whatever. I don't know. I hate it. I don't like it.
So
Made me sad.
am I right to assume that Disney took a completed film and maybe fucked with it and then said, here is New Mutants?
Well, my theory is, and I'm going to talk about this in the video, so spoilers, that, they needed reshoots, they needed pickups, but the movie, like, its timing with the merger just caused shenanigans, because because there was a moment where they wanted to shoot all of it, then they wanted to reshoot half of it, so it just never happened. But the movie needed it. Like, this isn't an instance where reshoots ruined a movie. It's the lack of reshoots ruined a movie, because, you just had to go back and get a better take of the girl saying this line so they can use it to make this scene flow better. Or like there's one moment in New Mutants where, the story is, and I love that the story is so small. It's just about these kids in this hospital with this woman who's their caretaker, who also has powers that lets them not leave, but we don't need to get into that yet. I love the small scope of that, but like there's one scene where she's asleep and the kids are like, woo, let's party, and then the very next scene is, I drugged her, she's asleep, woo, let's party. And I'm like, why do you need two scenes of that? Just have the first one be long. Like this, it feels messy, it feels disjointed, even though
there. Josh Boone says, though, that it's his original cut, like his original cut of the film is what was released. But I mean, maybe he's just playing ball.
It's entirely possible it is the original cut, but it's still just needed.
If so, that's sad, because they talked about some of those reshoots were going to have John Hamm playing a specific high-profile villain, and I'm not going to say if that person shows up or not, but yeah.
You're absolutely right. I forgot about that. Yeah, and that was such a throwaway reference to that too in the movie. I'm like, oh, that.
Yeah,
and then it never comes up again.
Winky Easter egg sort of thing, and nothing beyond that. So,
yeah.
Ben Grimm says that confirms it's not a good movie? Question mark.
Which part?
I wasn't sure which movie he was referring to.
I think New Mutants. No,
about the horrible Jason makeup and a few other things.
Yeah, and the delay is all fucked too. So.
Maybe that confirms it's not a good movie. Ben Grimm, send us a confirmation. We wish to know.
Brian liked it quite a bit, and he's not a Friday the 13th fan. So, if you don't like the monotony of Friday the 13th, it might be a healthy breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
That's a review for New Mutants. Like there, if you don't like the monotony of Friday the 13th, you'll love New Mutants.
Did you say Star Wars? No. Yeah, actually, I did. I brought up Carrie Fisher earlier today.
Oh, you're not allowed to say Star Wars.
And there's my force. I bring up Star Wars every time I can.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Listen, Roger.
Look, I only occasionally bring up that the worst movie ever made is Tomorrowland. You know what? It's not an obsession. You're obsessed. Shut up.
Drew Tyler drops $1.30.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That might be $1 after YouTube.
That's what I was going to say. You might be able to get like a McDonald's chicken sandwich or something.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Dude,
you tax. There's a tax.
I know. Yeah. I'm well aware.
Did you have
$1, man? That's why I'll go get a soda with that. Like, give me that.
A question, or you just wanted to drop a super chat? Thank you very much.
Gracias for sure.
Lindsay.
Yes, sir. Oh, we haven't even talked about the Snyder Cut yet.
Oh, right.
I mean, who knows how much
All
there is to
the-
talk about. Chauncey will definitely have opinions on it next week because she's the DC girl.
I know.
Yeah.
Right. See, this was prime real estate. Well, next week, all we're gonna have to talk about essentially is what you guys get to watch, Tenet,
All right.
and
Yeah. I'll see if it's
Yeah.
playing it out.
right.
Yeah, there's a screening tonight that, like I was saying earlier,
Cool.
I might jet here in a little bit and go see.
I hope it's a good time if you do it, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know the lady is interested in it. My lady Catherine. So.
My Lady Cat.
It reminds me of it reminds me of Inception because it just
Nolan.
I don't know a fucking thing about that movie, and I'm intrigued. If you remember the Inception trailer, you're like, "What? The world is folding on itself?" And all right, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Whatever. Drew with another one. Thank you. $2. Are you all a fan of District 9?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, damn right. I mean, it's his best movie, although I do think people crap on Elysium a little more than they should. So
I'm not super crazy about Elysium, but I like Chappie, even though it's not very good. I
I
like Chappie.
love Chappie. I don't think he's a miss.
yeah, Chappie's got some charm, man. I'll agree with that.
It's pretty enjoyable. Yeah.
Despite Diane Ward, I mean, it hit me in the feels more than I expected it to.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
ending. Great over the top hammy villain from Hugh Jackman.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
Play
Yeah.
more villains, Jack, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I think the issue with Chappie was perhaps the acting of the Inford.
He's
But
Well, actually, since we brought up Jackman, one thing I forgot. You know, with New Mutants, that means the Fox X-Men movies are over.
this was the finale. This was the
20 years strong. That's the longest running, I think, within a single continuity of any superhero thing. I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me. But like, that's kind of a sad thing to see end, even if it's it's had its downs.
Didn't Superman technically with Returns?
Yeah, because Returns was supposed to be in the same.
Oh, you're right. You are correct. You are correct.
So there's that, and it's funny. We owe a lot to 2000 X-Men or 2001, whatever year.
It was 2000, yeah.
Yep, it was 2000.
Because that kind of shaped what superhero movies are as we know them today, and not a great deal. You could see some 90s cheese still in there, but there's a blueprint in those old X-Men movies.
Oh, yeah.
It was like the 1-2-3 punch of Blade, X-Men, and Spider-Man that really kind of got us where we are now. And Blade hasn't done anything since 2004. Spider-Man's been rebooted how many times? Like X-Men was one solid thing though. Patrick Stewart was almost in New Mutants. I mean, almost, but
yeah, it's just I think there's some things that you can't match, and Spider-Man 2 was Spider-Man 2, the Raimi version, of course, is really fantastic.
Agreed.
Just like Star Wars, more Star Wars for me. I don't think you're gonna match Empire, so everything else is going to be a letdown. So you can't shoot for the stars. I don't know what that had to do with anything. What, are you looking at something there, Lindsay?
Where do you land?
yeah, I'm doing the math on Superman. So 78 to 2006. So that's
26.
28 years. 28 years. Yeah. Okay. Definitely the longest running then.
Yep, I was just looking at that too. 78 to 2006, right?
Yeah, great minds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give it time. Marvel will annihilate that.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. I mean, we're just talking about the here and now. we're gonna get Thanos' return in Avengers 9 in 2066 if we're all still here.
Yeah. What do you think the first giant movie is, because they're not. The Producers Guild is trying to get filming back next week, so they haven't been shooting anything all this time.
Well, they tossed stuff back overseas, where it's safer. They've been filming in Germany. They've been filming in, I mean, what, Batman is supposed to be back on in Britain very soon if it isn't already. So, I mean, yeah, overseas is where they either moved projects or just, began again because, numbers.
We're exporting our films now.
I know. It's terrific, isn't it? And the borders with Canada and stuff are still closed. I mean, it makes me wonder how they work through something like that when, travel between the U.S. and Europe is banned. I guess there's exceptions for work project things of that nature, but
I think there is a there's a workaround, but you have to be under confine for like a week or two or something like that.
2 weeks.
14 days. 14 days is the typical, isolation quarantine after you travel. So
I don't know the full details, but I know that Jurassic Park Dominion, what's it called? What's the new one? Whatever the new Jurassic Park movie is, like they rented out an entire hotel for a month for like $9 million.
That's what I heard too.
Which is, I mean, that's like a drop in a bucket for a $200 million movie, but like $9 million just for COVID-friendly housing for your film crew is excessive.
Universal.
Yeah.
Keep that train rolling, man.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the last Jurassic World made over $1 billion, and it was horse shit. So this next one's probably also going to.
Kingdom made $1 billion.
It's one of those $1 billion movies that no one talks about. Yeah,
and with good reason. Like,
yes, yeah, it's very
and
good.
I love Jurassic World. I
had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I hated Fallen Kingdom.
1.3 billion for Fallen Kingdom for specifics. Yeah,
Lost World redone. Is you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty
Although
much
I still tear up thinking about that dinosaur on the burning island, though.
Oh yeah, the reveal that it's the same one since the first one. Oh.
Yeah, the purpose heartstring pulling.
You evil bastards!
Why must you manipulate me so?
So apparently, filming in Australia is the new norm, as it is the cheap option.
That makes sense.
I always thought New Zealand was pretty cheap too, but they really wanted people to.
I love New Zealand.
I would
got that sweetheart show with Lord of the Rings.
That's what all this has made me realize. I need to travel more. So once there's a vaccine, I'm going. I don't know where, but I'm going somewhere. Maybe it's down the street, but somewhere.
Yeah, because Alien Covenant was one of those two, Australia or New Zealand.
Oh, the new Mortal Kombat they filmed in Australia. Although with James Wan producing, it makes sense that they would do that with him being Australian. So
I also love that James Wan is saying the next Aquaman movie is going to be more serious, and I'm like, wait, no, that movie was at its worst when it took itself seriously. When it was goofy, squid playing the drums, big fights, it was amazing. But when it was like being dramatic, not so much.
Oh yeah, Nicole Kidman. No, less of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get rid of Amber Heard so we don't have more of that romancing the stone.
I think you're gonna get that regardless, buddy, because I think she's not gonna work too much in the near future.
Yeah, has that not been just like a hilarious yet horrible thing to witness?
It's such
horrible.
It's such a mess. Like poor Warner Brothers. I'd never say like poor big studio, but like I mean, between that and Fantastic Beasts, there's just so much drama going on behind the scenes with their biggest franchises. It's like
2020 is awesome. What are you talking about?
I'm having fun. I learned how to cook. Like cook. Yeah, I'm not a gourmet or anything, but
I just think about it. If you told yourself this time last year that there would be a super crisis, that we'd have to wear face masks and theaters would shut and this show would run non-existent for months, what would you say to that?
All the social unrest and horrible situations in our streets and
we're
law enforcement and everything else. It's been, this whole year has just been bonkers, and it's just like a pandemic has totally poured gasoline on the fire's attention even
In
more
the
so than
US.
it already would have been, you know?
In the U.S., some other places are doing okay.
Yeah. Oh, America. Fuck yeah. Coming again to see the motherfucking day.
Yeah. Any plans for the? Are we done with news? Because I don't.
Yeah. I probably will jet with the lady to this flick. I think. Yeah, it looks like it starts in like 30-something minutes. So.
Yeah, I think it's all the good stuff to cover for this week. We can save some of the more DC stuff for when we got Miss Chauncey back.
She'll have so much insight to give. I know she's probably stoked and has thoughts in other cases too. So.
And I'll try to get to. Well, I'm not going out because I am with my lung. I am.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, my lung collapsed after my surgery.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Ooh.
nope, not risking it.
No reason to, man. No reason.
For my own.
For a movie, is a movie worth that? That's sort of.
I don't trust other people. So.
I mean, if there was less videos online of people being like, "No, I've got a medical condition. Here's my card from the Right to Breathe Air branch of the government." You can't.
That's the problem. There's people just make up too much shit. No, this is my whatever. People can bring a chicken on a flight with them because I don't know.
I've been really lucky, honestly, at my restaurant. So, I'm only working 1 day a week, which sucks. But also, yay, I'm not in the COVID environment. But
wait, how are you? Wait,
we're takeout. We have patio and takeout, so people can eat outside, or we pack up food and they take it home.
That's easy. Shit.
Yeah. No, but I've got to wear the face mask, a face shield, gloves. I'm changing. Like if I touch something from one table and then I'm going to another table, I change my gloves. Just try and not cross contaminate. But at the same time, no one's really giving us any trouble. Like if at the table, obviously, you could take the mask off, but going to the bathroom, waiting, all that you need to have. If you're not at the table, you need to have a mask on, and everyone seems to be respecting it so far, which has been nice. Knock on wood. It's not.
That's definitely encouraging in that regard.
Yeah.
Glenn, I don't remember what movie you said you were teetering about, but send me a message on Facebook and I'll see if my uncle can help you out. I don't remember what it was, but I'm almost certain that it was something that I could.
It's so great to see some of these names, by the way. Again, Glenn,
I know.
It's like, oh my God, like old friends. It's like, internet hug to everyone.
Yeah. It's strange. Like there's mild news. A big overshadowing, depressing death that happened too. But things are starting to slowly get back together.
Yeah, slow like sludge, unfortunately, but
Yeah. So, we got the big one. We got the big one this week. So let's hope about that.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's worth it. Like if this movie ends up just being like another Interstellar and like
it'll be his first miss. It'll be his first miss. Guy hasn't missed yet.
That's true.
Dark Knight Rises sucks.
I agree with that.
Absolute worst movie.
Yes. So bad.
All right, we'll have to have a Batman stream.
I am so down.
Bat stream. Oh my God! Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, you always have the best references, Fuego. It's good to see you, man.
I you too, dude.
All right, guys. So we're gonna have the. I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve. You might have seen the new logo, but we're coming back a little. You
mean the embodiment of smexiness? Yes, I've seen it. It's quite smexy.
Oh boy!
Did you see my SB?
I did. Yeah, it's kind of like a balloon. I quite like it. Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah. New intro. So
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Full crew next week.
Grand premiere. Thanks everybody for joining us. We'll see you again, same time next week, 9 p.m. Eastern. Any last words, gentlemen?
Be safe is the cliche, and don't feel pressure to go to a theater.
Yeah.
Don't stub your toes.
Watch more VOD. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. You know what? I'll double that. There's a lot of movies I saw that were on television that were quite interesting. Where is my list? Arkansas is a movie that I don't think I ever would have got around to
Oh yeah.
in the theaters.
Liam
Va-
Hemsworth. I actually liked it. Okay, it was solid. You know,
yeah.
it's crime drama comedy, crime dramedy.
Family.
Vivarium, is that how you pronounce it? What the hell was the name of that movie?
Vivarium, the one which had
Facebook boy.
Social Network kid, Jesse Eisenberg, and
Yeah.
Imogen Poots. I actually
Yep.
reviewed that on Infuegotainment.
Yeah.
That's a good movie. Boy, that creepiest kid ever. My God.
Yeah, and those are movies that you probably would either would get buried, wouldn't hear about, whatever. But you're kind of looking around right now with the spare time and the no bars open and stuff like that. So there's some stuff that, I mean, there's also that you should have left and that they should have not made that movie.
Oh, so I watched Survive the Night with Chad Michael Murray and Bruce Willis. Another one of the worst movies I've seen this year. It was one of those Bruce going through the motions, horrible films.
Yeah.
I miss Bruce Willis when he cared.
Yeah, he is DF and has been for a while, man.
I mean, I get it. I totally get it. But at the same time, it's like I want to see him care again.
Yeah.
Did you see We Summon the Darkness, Fuego? I know.
Of course. Yeah. It's there's a review for it on the Horror Show channel. So
A quick grade, if you will.
I was disappointed. The twist, unfortunately, was divulged in a Collider article that I read, and so good for reading Collider, obviously. But they basically asked, and I really enjoyed the Dario. Okay, and she's interesting in it. I just wanted more from that movie, and there was some metal inconsistency. Some of the music that was played was not metal.
Yeah.
It was all right. Despite being rocker, I guess expectations were a little higher. So
Yeah.
it was like a C+ for me. So.
And I saw Last Moment of Clarity, which
Saw that too.
which kind of disappointed me because that was. I'll have to go through my list, and these are all movies that no chance I would have heard about in the regular film schedule. So this could be a blessing in disguise, and it should be scary for big studios that you actually might have to work again and not just mail it in. Yeah, and bust your ass. Otherwise, you're going to lose to the little guy. And
that'd be so good if we had a couple years of Disney getting the shit kicked out of it by like A24 or something like that. Oh, that'd make me so happy,
dude. If we can get three of that shit, what was it? If we can get 3 Parasites in the next 5 years, I'll take it.
Amen, man.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. All right.
Especially if they win both Foreign Picture and Best Picture.
So phenomenal. And I've been on a kick ever since. And ever since then, I can't talk about it yet, but I'm gonna get sent some stuff. So yeah, somebody in Korea saw me talk about Korean movies, and they'd like me to talk about something else, and they're sending me the product. So
that's awesome. Yeah. What's it called?
I can't talk about it.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's not Halloween Kills though.
It's Kills Halloween.
We'll see you on the 7th, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, we should go. So Fuego can make the